Hey, remember Jerry Maguire? That famous line, "Show me the money. Show me the money." Well, when you're a buyer in this environment, sellers are looking for one major thing, and that is, show me the money. I'll give you a little bit of what sellers are expecting from buyers and what you as a buyer can do to make sure that you can show the money to a prospective seller. Hey, welcome to our YouTube channel here. We're trying to help buyers and sellers of real estate understand better the intricacies of the process, the business, and how they can be more effective at whether or not they're buying real estate or whether or not they're selling real estate. So from the buyer's standpoint, we talked about what sellers are looking for right now is as much certainty as possible. You have to understand that sellers really come from a position, believe it or not, of insecurity. You think, well, how can that be? It's a seller's market. They can pretty much demand what they want. I will tell you that they get apprehensive because they see a potential. They see a potential of selling the home, securing the money, having the funds to be able to do whatever it is they want to do, whether or not they're going to go buy another house or buy a second house or put it away and go live in the house another house they already have, who knows. Okay, but they see this potential and they see then the risk that this expectation is not going to be fulfilled. So their concern is, how do I bring certainty into this transaction? And there are several ways in which a deal can fall apart, and they're well aware of. Clearly we know about inspections, and they're concerned about a buyer getting cold feet, or a buyer not liking something about the house, or a buyer not liking about something about the HOA, and having some way to get out. But their number one concern is, will that buyer be able to either get the mortgage and secure the financing and complete the deal, or do they have enough money that they say they have, if they're a cash buyer, to get the deal done? That's what the sellers are looking for. So you as a buyer, you need to demonstrate that you have the money and that you can get the loan. And there's no question about you getting the loan. And if you're a cash buyer, you need to show that you have the money in some sort of liquid way that can be used to buy the house. Whether or not it's in cash, in your bank accounts, in your investment funds, wherever you have it and wherever you're going to pull it from, they want to see that it is real, liquid, and ideally it's in US dollars. Okay, we have some that are showing big balances in some foreign currency. That doesn't do me any good. Okay, and you've got some that are saying, I've got it in Bitcoin, I want to buy the house with Bitcoin. Well, maybe if you're in California and you want to do that, or you want to do something because you're some sort of influencer and you want to show how you bought a house with Bitcoin or bought a plane with Bitcoin, fine, okay? But not in today's world in real estate. Most of the time, it wants to be in US dollars. If you look at the agreement of sale, it usually says US dollars. If you talk to the title company, they want to deal in US dollars. So we want to see where the money is and how much you have. If you're a borrower, if you're somebody who's going to get a mortgage, then the seller wants to see what level of certainty that the loan officer has in getting the deal done. So the good listing agent, as well as the buying agent, when they start working with the buyers to making sure that the buyer is financially capable, they're going to do things like, in Pennsylvania here, we have a buyer's financial information sheet. It actually is something in which the buyer fills out their assets, their liabilities, their monies they have in their accounts, their employment, their income, to give a financial picture to the seller of their financial strength. It's not required in every state, and some states don't have it, but the lender can't tell you a lot of these things. And so this is a way that Pennsylvania has made it so that the buyer is voluntarily giving this information to the seller to help the seller understand the financial strength of the buyer. But the buyer also needs to be working with the lender and making sure the lender is doing a lot of the due diligence work, that you don't want to wait until the house goes under contract, and you don't want to wait until you start filling out the application. They can do some pre-underwriting of your loan. They can ask you for your W-2s. They can ask you for your tax records. They can ask you for your paychecks. They can ask you for your bank accounts. They want to see your financial wherewithal. They're going to run some sort of credit check on you. They'll either do a soft pull or a hard pull and see what your credit history is, what your credit scores are. That's all going to factor into what loan rate you're going to get, what product you may be able to qualify for, and give the lender some idea that there isn't going to be some surprise in the middle of the transaction, because we don't like surprises in the middle of transactions. That's how you get fall throughs. So right now, sellers want to know that the buyer is strong. We want to know if the buyer is going to get the loan. And barring some unforeseen circumstance, like the buyer getting fired from a job, barring that exception, they want to see that that loan is going to get approved in the time frame that's been indicated on the contract. They want you to show them the money. The more you can do that, and the stronger you can look as a buyer, and your agent should be working with you to make sure that you are as strong a buyer as possible. That's going to help you put together the strongest offer possible. So you want to demonstrate, if you're asking for or going to provide appraisal protection on an offer. Say if you're going over ask and everybody's concerned if it's going to appraise, and you're going to say we're going to backstop it, you got to show the cash. You got to show how you're going to do that. You can't just say you're going to do that. They want to know that you can. And you want your lender to be able to verify that, okay, so that you can support the new payment, or you have the money to be able to bring it to settlement. Okay, so you want to have these tools and things in place before you're looking at properties. You want to have these things in place before you're writing the offer, so that your agent can craft the strongest offer possible, working with the loan officer to make sure that you can demonstrate that you can show the money. If you like this, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. We put lots of information here on YouTube to be able to help you better understand how to be more effective in buying and selling real estate. Have a great day.